What's up, Niner Faithful? Welcome back to another video. It's 49ers Talk TV. So, Odell Beckham Jr. Said, and he did quote this, he said that he will not play for a team unless they give him a contract extension or like a big contract that he can sign. Now, that could mean any team in this league. So, it could mean the Niners. It could mean the Giants could re-sign him. It could mean a lot of things. So, I'm here to talk about if the 49ers should actually re-sign, or not re-sign, but actually trade for Odell Beckham Jr. Now, there was a report I saw that came out today that said Odell Beckham Jr. In the Giants, the only way they're going to trade him, now I don't even know why they would trade him, and if they do trade him, down goes the Giants organization even more. We don't know what Pat Shurmur can do with that team yet because he was the Vikings Vikings offense coordinator, went to the Giants for the head coach, so we do not know what he can do with that team yet. But all we know right now is Odell Beckham Jr. as a Giant may come to an end soon if he is traded. Now, the Giants did say that they did want at least 2 first-round picks for this star wide receiver. Now, I'm sure we can all agree on he's coming off that broken foot. We can all agree on, though, he's definitely a top 3 receiver in this league. If not, he could be the best receiver in this league. I'm not going to put him in front of Antonio Brown, but he could possibly be the best wide receiver in the NFL. And they're wanting 2 first-round picks for him. Now, should the 49ers go out and trade those both of those first round picks? In this case, the only team that has 2 first-round picks in this year's draft is the Cleveland Browns. They have a 1 and 4 pick. That would mean the Niners, if we did go out and get him, we'd have to trade our 9th pick overall to the Giants and our 2019 first-round pick. I'm not down to trade our first 2 picks for Odell Beckham Jr., and this is exactly why. We don't really need a wide receiver. Was our biggest need coming into free agency. Obviously, we did not get one. And it's definitely not it's definitely not the worst need we, completely have. Like, maybe if we had, maybe if we needed 1 receiver, or maybe if we only had 1 big-name receiver on this team, maybe you could go and trade him, but I don't want to trade our first. I'm kind of 50-50 even trading just one of our first-round picks, and this is why we definitely need offensive lineman improvement. We did sign Rich Berg. It's getting better. We don't need improvement to our line as we did, but I don't want to. We need more needs than we do need a receiver. Jimmy Garoppolo and Shanahan can work with Trent Taylor, KB, Keese, and Garcon. We all have great receivers, and that are going to evolve into big-name receivers in this league, I believe. But we definitely need, before we need to do that, we definitely need to work on our offensive line a little bit more, maybe like 1 more guard or somewhere around there. We did sign a few people, but you never can have any more depth in your offensive line, and that's exactly why I think that we need more needs. We need, an outside linebacker. With Ruben's career being in jeopardy, who knows how that's going to pan out. Even if so, Ruben even really can't stay on the field as much. He's always getting injured or tweaking an ankle or something like that. So I'm not down to trade I'm not down to trade the 2019 first-round pick and this year's first-round pick for that, just for the simple fact that we need more needs than we do a receiver. Yes, signing and trading for Odell Beckham Jr. would be big, but we don't necessarily need a receiver as bad as we need other position needs. So I'm not down to trade our first-round picks to them. Maybe if they will take a first-round pick for him and we somehow bring him in and trade our first-round pick, I'd be down. I know I said I was 50-50, but if we're thinking about it, I'd be down to trade our first-round pick for Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, every team in this league is going to have to trade their first-round pick for Odell Beckham Jr. And then maybe we could get, if we get Odell Beckham Jr., we could maybe get, we have 2 second-round picks, and maybe we can haul in, a position need at the second round. But I like where we're at. let's see. That means if we get Odell Beckham Jr., our top 3 receivers would be Keys, Garcon, and Odell Beckham Jr. That is a complete filthy. That's a filthy wide receiver core, but I'm not down to trade 2 first-round picks. So the Giants are wanting to take 2 first-round picks for him. I don't like it. I'm not gonna sit here and say that we need to go out and get this dude and trade away our 9th overall pick this year and then a 2019 first-round pick. That's not what I'm here. I don't want to do that. So we'll see what happens. I doubt he's gonna be traded. The only team I could really see him being traded to is Cleveland because they have those 2 first-round picks, and you know they need another receiver. But I'd rather have the Niners hang on to our 2019 first-round pick and this year's pick and draft what we really, really need instead of, you know, well, we could use a receiver. We don't really need one. That's what the wide receivers core is looking at right now. Because Jimmy Garoppolo, and we're probably going to bring in another receiver in the later rounds too. I'm not going to count out, what's his name? Oh, gosh. Cortland Sutton. I'm not going to count out Cortland Sutton at the 9th pick because we possibly could draft him at the 9th pick. Because a lot of 49er fans are forgetting we still have Malcolm Smith, who plays the outside linebacker role. So, who knows? He's going to come back healthy next season. Maybe we get him back. We don't really need to draft Roquan or Tremaine. But we could get a receiver at the 9th pick. So, who knows? We're just going to see how that pans out. But I'm not the type to say we definitely need Odell Beckham Jr. on our roster because we don't. We do not need Odell. We could use him. I'm not saying we couldn't use him. I just don't think we need him. So, that's it. That's my talk. Maybe we trade the first-round pick for Odell Beckham Jr. and bring him in. If I'm the GM, will I do that? Then all they're wanting is a first-round pick and maybe like a future second-round pick. If I'm the general manager right now and they want the first-round pick and a future second-rounder or a few second-rounders, yes, I'll trade for him. But other than that, I'm not going to sit here and trade 2 first-round picks for Odell Beckham Jr. That's just uncalled for. We don't necessarily need a receiver that bad and need to trade for him. Like I said, we have other needs. So I say we hold on to both of our first-round picks. Don't trade for him. I think it's going to be better off. I'm pretty sure that's what John Lynch and Kyle are going to do. I don't even think we were in the talks of trading for him, although it would be nice. So I'm not down to trade 2 first-round picks. That's that. And go Niners.